So
We can do
let's start.
expect.
I'll go ahead and start off over here. Hi.
Hi, my name is Karina. I'm from Brazil. And my question for you is, what was the biggest lesson that you think that Sam taught you?
That Sam taught me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a great question. It's funny because my 11-year-old son, he has like a summer reading assignment before starting 6th grade, and he's reading about the hero's journey. So he had a choice of 10 or 11, 12 books to choose from to read this summer. And so I'm fascinated with, like, we call them archetypes in English, I'm not sure what the translation is, but tropes, like general storylines that are really similar. If it's like Star Wars with Luke Skywalker, or Harry Potter with Harry Potter, or Lion King with Simba, and these journeys that the heroes go through, and how there are a bunch of roadblocks along the way. But if you kind of stay the course, then, many years ago, when I kind of talked about what I dealt with just personally, it was sort of like, keep fighting until you kind of find out what you're fighting for. So keep putting one foot in front of the other. Sam obviously went through a lot, and continued to go through a lot. But I think he taught me, ironically, because he died a bunch of times, not as many times as me, but there's a saying, life is short, like, life is short, live it up. But hopefully life is long. So who do you want to be? If you are lucky enough, if you are fortunate enough to have a life. There was a long time in my life, I didn't think I'd make it to 30. And now I'm 40, got kids that I hope make it to, who knows what Elon Musk is gonna do, maybe 500 years old or something. But live like life is long, not like life is short. And when you're in your teens and 20s, it's like, yeah, we gotta live it up, stay until 5 a.m. and drink some beer. Very, very quickly, for those who are similar to my age, you can't do that. Like, you gotta live like life is long and be who you want to be. How do you want to be remembered, I guess. And Sam, what Sam and Dean did, both, was kind of thankless to some extent. They weren't going on TV shows and be like, yeah, so we just killed this rooter, get this. They just kind of did the right thing because it was the right thing to do. So just try and do the right thing. And you're gonna fail, you're gonna misstep, but just keep at it and do your best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Obrigado. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I recently heard that a British study showed that dad jokes are good for children. No, really, because they teach
Is that
them
why I like them?
because they teach them about embarrassment and being.
Thank you. Fair enough. Yeah.
So I'd like to know if you have a favorite dad joke or thing that you like to embarrass your children with.
How much time you got? I have a lot of favorite dad jokes. My go-to, and I think a few of you have heard this, but lately my favorite is, well, I don't know. I just found out. I just realized, I guess, that I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I just don't know why. There's also never trust stairs. They're always up to something. Rest in peace, boiling water. You will be missed. Something like that. Do you have one?
I can read you one from the study.
Read me one from the study. I'm here for it.
My neighbor tiled my roof for free. He said it was on the house.
I like it. You know what? You can always tell a mummy a secret because they always keep things wrapped up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I like the hat.
We all seem to be embarrassed now.
Good. I just realized that I like dad jokes because I'm secretly a child. Cheers.
Secretly?
Thank you.
Hi.
I'm mom, and my son always comes to me and asks, "Mommy, can you play a superhero?" And I say, "No, I'm just a mom." So I want to know.
That is a superhero.
Thank you. And come your children to you and ask, "Daddy, can you play this role for us, please?" And which one they ask for?
Yeah. Funny. I don't think they want me to be a superhero. Odette wants me to be in her band. Yeah, the other day, her friend Indy was over from school. They were having a sleepover, Odette's first sleepover in her life, which was fun. And we have like a piano, and we have like an electronic drum set. You know, we put headphones on, and you can hear the drums. It's pretty phenomenal. Like it sounds, if you put the headphones on, it sounds like you're playing drums,
Okay.
but it doesn't annoy the neighbors. So it's great. Best of both worlds. But after her friend left the next day, she goes, "Dad, Mom, Indy and I are going to be in a band. I'm going to be the drummer, but I'm going to be the lead." Oh, really? So she's very proud of herself, but she usually wants me to be in a band with her. Shep wants me to be kind of the unsuspecting victim of an ambush. He's got some crazy stuff. And he never tells me. He'll tell Mom. He'll be like, "Hey, Mom, tell Dad to like walk to the chicken coop, but don't tell him I'm out here." And so she'll come and she'll be like, "Hey, this is actually it's happened a few times." So I'll walk to the chicken coop. I'm checking my phone. I have no idea that my son's about to ambush me, and he ambushes me, which is great. It's fun. "Oh, hey, buddy." Until the other day, Shep had his buddy Anson over, and they had these like airsoft guns, which are a lot harder. Yeah. And so Jen told me like, "Hey, they want to surprise you. They told me not to tell you, but they have airsoft guns." I was like, yeah. And so this isn't great, but I ended up going out as if we're going to like take an empty cardboard box from Amazon to the garbage. And they ambushed me, and it was on purpose. So I was like, there was going to be an ambush, and so immediately I put the cardboard box in front of my face. So I would get shot in the eyeball. And they don't pierce skin, but if they hit you in the face, it can be bad. Yeah, and I'm playing the part, going, "Oh no, hey, help, help, help." And they're, "Yeah." And all of a sudden I stop getting shot, and I have the cardboard box in front of my face. And I stop getting shot, and I hear like some crying. And I'm like, "Okay, ceasefire." And I turn around, and Shep's on the ground holding his butt. Because my dog, Coda, thought Shep was trying to kill me. So he bit him on the butt. Not a word of a lie. He's a German Shepherd, and he's trained to protect me. And he didn't break skin. He just kind of gave him like a, "I don't like this," and kind of snapped. But it terrified Shep. He was probably screaming the loudest, like, and I'm screaming help. And I was like, "Shit." Well, that's kind of what he's trained to do, is make sure people don't kill me, so I can't get mad. And I was just thinking, strangely, maybe this is bad parenting. But I was like, at least he didn't bite his friend, you know? That'd be a more difficult explanation, like, "Hey, so my dog bit your son." What? So, and there was no broken skin. It was just, I think he was more startled by it. So I know it wasn't a full-on attack. Sorry, I think I'm sweating out whatever Italian wine we had last night. My apologies. Me dispiace. But yes, so I think they want me to be victims of ambush or bandmates.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I really love the chemistry between you and Jensen, and I wonder if you had the opportunity to play another character in other show or movie with Jensen, what would it be?
I want to play his older brother. See how that works. I loved working with Jensen, obviously. We did it for so long. Thank you so much.
I was just thinking the same thing, Milan.
Not good timing. Yeah, I loved working with him. I would love to work with him again, and I'm certain I will work with him again. I'd like to play his little brother again as well. Well, younger brother, not little. Yeah, we kind of joked. He's been very busy, obviously, but we joked about him being on Walker in some capacity, where we have that like maverick moment of like what? No, weird, you know. So I think that would be fun, obviously, because we share screen so much. We got to do, as a lot of y'all know, we got to do a lot. You know, he was Michael when I was Sam. I was Lucifer when he was Dean. I was possessed. He was shapeshifting. So we got to play a lot of dynamics. I love them all. Yeah, we'll share screen again. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Well, this is probably way too specific a question to ask in the morning, but spare me. So this is about episode 17 in season 15.
Oh, I love that one. Google. No.
So there is a very emotional scene where Dean is trying to go kill Chuck, and Sam tries to stop him, and Dean pulls a gun on him. And at some point, Dean says that he would trade anything to kill Chuck, and Sam asks, "Would you trade me?" And do you think Sam actually believed that Dean would shoot him to be able to kill Chuck and gain his freedom?
Not for a second. No, I think it's you know, both brothers have been so like tunnel vision that whether Dean is tunnel vision and Sam has to do something to pull him out when he's not listening, or Sam is tunnel vision and Dean has to do something to pull him out. I mean, it was kind of a flip side of Sacrifice, in season 8, where Sam was like, I have this thing, I have to do it, it can only be me, I'm gonna do it right now. And Dean would be like, wait. Like, it's almost like the equivalent of like slapping somebody on the cheek or giving them smelling salts or something to like get them out of. You do it with dogs, right? It's like a clap, and they're like, oh, what was I doing? And so I think Sam knew that this was gonna wake Dean up, you know? I don't think he ever thought Dean was gonna shoot him.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Morning, Jared. Is there a scene in Supernatural or Walker or any of the other shows that you would choose to reshoot if given the chance? Because you didn't like it, or because you wanted another ending, or something sort?
It's a great question. I mean, this is gonna sound like I'm making a joke, but everything. I mean, Sam was so different in season 1, and the stories were so different and everything than he was in season 15, obviously. And so part of me wishes, what's like youth is wasted on the young, but you know, if I knew then what I knew now or know now, I would have done things a little differently. But I think thinking of Supernatural specifically, because it was such a big part of my life and career, it was kind of nice to see Sam grow up. You know, if Sam knew in the pilot or Wendigo what Sam knew in 1520, then it wouldn't have been an exciting show. It would have been like, okay, this guy already knows everything, he's been through everything. So it was enjoyable for me to grow alongside Sam. And so I guess I'll just try and focus on the part of me that likes to leave the moment for what it was, when it was. And there are plenty of scenes. Funny enough, the first scene that came to my mind was a scene that tortured me for a while after I went home for the night. But I've had some of the fandom and some of my coworkers say like what a great job it was. I forget what the scene was about, but it was Sam and Dean outside of the Impala. I think it was season 15, and I had a really difficult time remembering my lines. I thought I did, and I've been doing it for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't because I slept in or didn't memorize my dialogue. I treated the scene the same way in my preparation as I did every other scene I have for my entire career. But for some reason, it just wasn't clicking in my brain. And I was so frustrated with myself. And in the scene, Sam is so frustrated with Dean, and he's I forget exactly what it is. I think I may have talked about it. Profit and loss. And we shot the scene, and I was having a really tough time with it. Like, Jared, I was like, what? Am I having a stroke? Like, what's going on? And I don't mean that as a stroke joke. Like, I literally thought, like, fuck, did I just have a stroke? Because my brain just wasn't clicking. And I went home, caught myself to sleep. I mean that literally. And then I woke up and still felt bad about it. Like I didn't sleep well. And I got it the next day and I started apologizing to people. Like, hey, I'm so sorry about last night. You know, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like I wasn't there. I didn't bring what Jared usually brings on a set as a leader and as an actor and this and that. They're like, it was great. Like, what? And I think for some reason, I think Sam and Jared kind of melded in that scene. And Jared was really, like, we knew the show was ending. It was really tough emotionally the entire time. And I think some part of Jared and some part of Sam didn't want to say the words I was saying. And so it's like, it was a weird mental block. I've never had that happen before or since. So that was my instinct, but I guess I'd leave it as it was because it was as honest as I could have been as an actor and as a character. But yeah, otherwise, I think I'll just leave it all as is, you know, and try and do better.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Sarah Stout. So my question is, you told us multiple times that if you were an actor, you would like eventually to be a teacher, which I find great. I mean, I'm a teacher and I find it so nice. And my question has been on Supernatural, which is so deep and it has such an important message to convey and so many tropes and archetypes and metaphors. Don't you think that maybe you have been sort of a teacher in a non-conventional way, but we know that storytelling has always been a sort of a instrument of teaching throughout history. Let's think of the classics, for example. So probably you already are a teacher.
Amazing. Thank you for being a teacher. That's a great way to think of it, and it's very flattering. I guess I would say that some of my work, you know, in TV or movies has served some teaching purposes. I'll say it for sure because I know it's taught me. You know, I know it's taught Jared a lot. So if it helps teach, I think the great part about teaching is really asking questions, and making people figure out to ask questions, not just giving them the answers. You know, and you can go to a calculator or to Google if you want answers, but trying to learn how to think and how to view things, those have been the most important lessons that I've learned. And learning is forever, ideally. Like if you're not still learning and growing, then today, right now, you are the best you'll ever be. And that's kind of depressing to me. You think like, well, got nothing to learn. This is as good as it gets. Like, whoa, good. So, yeah, I hope so. I hope I've been able to help people ask questions. And I think that was a cool thing about Supernatural. Because we were in so many bizarre situations, it made me think, literally, like, what would I do? Like, it's like thinking, as a for instance, it happened all the time, but like the soulless, you know, when Sarah Gamble told me between seasons 5 and 6, I was coming back soulless, I was like, what does that mean? What is the soul? And I read about like what the great philosophers, theologians thought the soul was, or what it could be, or what religion is, and how they kind of correlate across cultures and across societies and across eras. So yeah, I think if in my process of learning I was able to help teach at all, then very cool. My mother was a teacher; she's retired, and you know, she taught me. She showed me how to start asking questions, not just reciting. Anybody can memorize what's in a book, not, you know, to an extent. You can look up what happened, but the more interesting part for me is why did it happen, and what were they thinking, and why did they think they were doing the right thing? Do they know they were doing the wrong thing? What would I do? So, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hi.
I'm so sorry. This is kind of sad at 10 a.m.
It's okay.
Sorry. And sorry for reading.
Well, it's 3 a.m. for me,
Yeah.
Texas time.
I have two favorite scenes in the whole series, and one is at the end of season 8, you mentioned it, in Sacrifice, when Sam is saying that his greatest sin is how many times he let him down, and the second one is in, you mentioned it too, at maybe episode 12 of Professional Lost, when they are in the parking lot and he's trying to talk Dean out of the idea to lock himself up in the mallet box. And those scenes for me have something in common. Your voice is breaking and like you can't say those words. And my question is, because I feel like Sam sometimes, because I get that. So my question is, what is the breaks in those moments? Is Sam's voice or Jared's voice?
I would say it's kind of a great question. Thank you so much. I mean, I would say Sam's voice. Sam's voice as informed by Jared's interpretation of who Sam is and was and would be in that moment. I've never done a affectation in my voice. I've never made it go higher or lower, or I just kind of did whatever I felt Sam would do. And funny enough, like in some of the earlier seasons of Supernatural, I did kind of lower my voice, but I felt like Sam would lower his voice because Sam was already a man, you know. He'd already hunted demons. He hadn't hunted demons yet. He'd already like hunted ghosts, and he had this shitty life. He lost his mom when he was a baby, and I felt like, you know, he might be that 19-year-old kid who's like, yeah, a 20-year-old kid who's like, no, it's cool, man. You know, like I felt like Sam still was not a man yet. You know, he still was trying to pretend to be a man. He had done a lot of stuff that men never do. And I mean man as adult, like an adult version of who he was, not boy or girl. But I've never consciously, I'll say, like, if I can hang my hat on one thing and be proud of myself for Supernatural, is I gave everything to Sam, everything I had. And I didn't always have as much as maybe I would have wanted, but that was just the way Sam came out through me and through the dialogue. I mean, I guess there was one episode where I used a fake voice, but that was a French mistake. And again, that was Sam, like, I key. But I felt I never did anything for the sake of Jared. And I think that's also, Jensen never did anything for the sake of Jensen. And I think that's why, one of the main reasons why Supernatural went so long and we were so trusted. Like, for many years, there was no producer in Vancouver. All the writers and producers were in Los Angeles. Then we got Kim Manners, and then he passed, rest in peace. And then we had another couple of years where there was no real creative producer there. They just trusted us because they knew it wasn't like, hey, I think it'd be cool if I do like a backflip in the next episode. Maybe I'm, wearing a fancy watch or like driving a fancy car. It was like, no, that's not Sam and Dean. Like, we want to make Sam and Dean as true and real as possible. And so both Jensen and I would just kind of represent, I love Sam. Jensen loves Dean. I love Dean. And Jensen loves Sam. And I wanted to do him justice. So whatever happened was Sam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I am getting dragged off. Thank you all so much. Good morning.